Hello, my name is Lorelei Miller, and today I am going to talk to you about ScienceDirect. We'll start with what ScienceDirect is, then we'll move on to the audience of ScienceDirect, who it is and who is supposed to be using it. Then we will move on to the subjects included on the site and the content that they offer. And finally, we will wrap up with who is running the site and contributes to the materials that they publish. All right, so what is ScienceDirect? ScienceDirect is a collection of journals and ebooks put into a database by Elsevier. It focuses on scientific research and materials and is a useful academic resource when searching for quality reference materials. It allows for convenient searching through many scientific journals and books, so you can reduce the amount of searching that might be required for a specific topic. It is a public database that allows users to sign in if they would like to, but it does not require signing in. Aside from individuals signing in, you may also sign in through an organization, such as a college or a library, that grants you access to materials. To access all of materials, a subscription service is required, though there are plenty of open access materials for users to look at without needing a subscription. ScienceDirect subscriptions are only available to academic and government institutions, unfortunately, and the pricing varies depending on journal and book subscription prices. So it really depends on how much information that you want for your institution, and that will affect the cost. For individual users, it is possible to purchase pay-per-view articles or book chapters, which are generally priced at $31.50 per Elsevier article or chapter titles. Other select titles may range between $20 and $40. To access the database, users can search them up on the internet by just searching ScienceDirect. You are also allowed or available to find them usually through institutions that they go through. So if you're using OneSearch, you can search the databases on OneSearch for ScienceDirect and find them that way. Moving on to who is the target audience and how can it be used? All right, so the target audience for ScienceDirect are users who might be interested in scientific materials. So users who are in college with classes that are very research heavy, college students with a focus on scientific, physics, energy, mathematics, engineering, computer science materials. Other than college students, as well as medical information. But other than college students, the user base is working professionals, so doctors, scientific researchers who are doing research jobs, and people who are in professional fields for scientific materials. And then also ScienceDirect can be used by people who are just science enthusiasts. There are plenty of free resources on their website for people who don't have the ability to be part of an academic institution, but they still have the opportunity to access materials, which is part of ScienceDirect's goal, is to provide free scientific material access. Now, what type of subjects and content are offered by ScienceDirect? ScienceDirect covers a range of subjects generally pertaining to the area of scientific research. It covers topics like engineering, psychology, physics, medical science, articles about energy resources and environment materials, uh, pretty much any sort of research-based scientific materials will be on ScienceDirect. It pulls from many different journal subscriptions, has many different books, and things like that. It has a wide scope of materials, but sticks to professional materials. It doesn't really cover like personal think pieces or like biographies or things like those. And peer-reviewed materials from trustworthy journals, publishers, and writers are the type of things that they publish on ScienceDirect. The content on ScienceDirect are journals and ebooks, and includes things like encyclopedias, the chapters of specific encyclopedias, full-text ebooks, scientific peer-reviewed journals, scientific reviews, research, conference information, patent reports, product reviews, case reports, examinations, and more scholarly materials. They don't do materials like general newspaper reports or basic pictures. All of the materials that they publish are usually related to academic and professional information. They have a lot of content on their website. Over 5,000 journals are on ScienceDirect and over 36,000 books. And within those materials, there are hundreds of thousands of articles and chapters available to browse through, as well as a lot of other content that doesn't fit into the category of journals or ebooks, such as those product reviews, patent reports, and things like that. When looking at their open access materials, which I mentioned a little bit earlier, they have available materials of over 3.3 million articles, which are open access, as well as many different books that can be accessed for people who don't have subscriptions through an institution. The content on ScienceDirect also can go back very far in time. I don't know the oldest article that they have there because it's a little difficult to browse that far back. But when I was doing some searching, the oldest one that I found went back as far as 1823. Depending on what terms you use, you may get materials that go back further than that, possibly. But they are also updating all of their current materials as well. So there's stuff that's been published recently on their website, probably this month or the month before, that you can also access. Finally, moving on to the last part, who runs ScienceDirect? So ScienceDirect is run by Elsevier, which I mentioned in the beginning of this. It is a publishing company that focuses on analytical, medical, and research-driven publishing. They operate on a global scale and account for 17% of global research output, and they work diligently to provide as many materials as possible that are open access. With over 3,000 journals being fully open access, all of their articles are open access, as well as the fact that they support research goals of over 3,500 institutions, and they help with many medical institutions as well, and providing materials with them. But that is a little bit about ScienceDirect. These are the references and the websites that I pulled to get this information, and I hope this was a little illuminating for you. Thank you.